Stardust Speedway is a beautiful place, isn't it? Whether it's the ancient temples of the past or the bronze walkways of the future, when put alongside some of the best music from the classic games and capped off with a climatic race against Metal Sonic, the whole zone is absolutely a contender for the best stage from the original set of Sonic games. So, thank God it was brought back in Mania, because it means I don't need to play Sonic CD. I hate that game, and we're all better off with me not needing to express my opinions in it. Trust me. We've just blown up Press Garden and chased off the second member of the Hardboiled Heavies, Heavy Shinobi. But can we help Sonic take on his robotic doppelganger? Considering my recent slate of less than impressive runs through these zones, I decided that I needed to lock in for once and actually appear like I know what I'm doing. I need to make use of the drop dash. I need to make use of my pre-existing knowledge of the level design. I need to get outed by this goddamn Dango. We're going to take the upper path. We're going to do more than just hold right. We're going to... Tails, are you doing alright? Okay. It wasn't perfect, but I at least felt there was the odd section where I was actually playing at a level slightly above that of someone who's just brought the game in the last hour or two. The fact that this level is based on the past version of the Stardust Speedway from CD does beget a few questions about timelines and stuff though. I always assumed Mania was supposed to take place after the classic games or once classic Sonic returned to his timeline after generations, but they don't go through a time warp sign to get to the past here. This either means that the Phantom Ruby can do a little bit of time travel, Little Planet somehow appeared already set to the past, or, hear me out, we're playing as Sonic's ancient, identical ancestor. Seeing as the zone is Roman inspired, I went and looked up what their name might be in Latin. So, may I present to you Festinanta Euresius. I kid, mostly. Outside of being slightly better than I usually am, barely a compliment, the only other vaguely interesting thing I did was spend a minute and a half in a bonus stage to still end up with nothing to show for it. I got bullied by this Cannabon when my jump button stopped working. I guess that's vaguely interesting. The mini-boss for Stardust Speedway is Hotaru Highwatt. The fight was over so quickly, I needed to speed up this section of commentary.
A larger version of the Hotarus that have already plagued you throughout the act, this is easily one of the easiest fights in the game. As soon as the boss spawns, you can get in 2 to 3 stars easily enough. Then the Hotarus they spawn in are able to be dispatched very easily to both avoid their attacks and make the main enemy appear much faster. Once it does, you can get a hit in before the laser charges up, then have your main opening after that attack finishes. Take every opportunity you get, and you can beat the boss in just one cycle with time to spare. And now...
we can slow back down. Got all that? After the fight, you can destroy a robot transporter to stop the flow of Banix into the past, and then use a very handy time warp sign to reach the future. Arguably one of the best single acts in Mania purely because of how quickly you can speed through it. On PlayStation at least, there's even a trophy for beating it within, I want to say, a minute, alongside one of the best level themes in the game. Unfortunately, as much as all of the speed boosters in the level helped me go fairly quickly, I always felt there was nowhere near enough contrast between the main stage and the background, which makes it hard to tell what's a platform and what's not, which can lead to making poor decisions. The first thing I do is launch myself into a special stage, which doesn't go very well. Damn depth of field / lack thereof. The main bane of my time spent here though were the spike ball launcher things. They blend in well with the level geometry when it isn't yet fully primed, and they tend to be hidden or placed in annoying places, like slightly off screen or between 2 springs. When I already could barely tell what's going on with the metallic wiring, thin corridors and spotlights everywhere, I ran into more than a few of these. I even managed to drop that ass backwards into one, which was particularly annoying. But once you hit the factory, might as well check your time to see whether you could have gotten that trophy. Ignore that. With that being said, once the stage transitions to this factory-like area, it's time for your boss fight. It starts off with this Metal Sonic projector you can destroy, at which point the real deal flies in to meet and greet you. I mean, who else was it going to be when you're in Stardust Speedway, of all places? He challenges you to a race, seeing as he is seemingly incapable of learning from past mistakes and changing tact, but at least I could get in his way and ruin his little starting taunt. He'll do a couple of attacks to keep you on guard, as this version of the race is only a precursor to the actual fight, but I took a great pleasure in not only avoiding all of these, but staying so far in front that he was rarely even on screen. future the Aquaman here, I have no idea what past the Aquaman is talking about here. He's very obviously on screen for most of the race, though I will point out that he's phasing through all of the lower geometry and is therefore clearly cheating. With that phase completed, you end up back in a factory, with Metal Sonic having made himself a little throne. And to this point, he'll basically sit there and leave the work to an army of Silver Sonics, occasionally rising to the occasion to fire one very easy to dodge electric orb. Hitting the Silver Sonics will cause them to do much the same, so you just need to avoid the occasional very predictable attack from both opponents and jump on the Silver Sonics in the massive windows they leave you. Finally, Metal Sonic will give up and go cry to his dad about how his lonesome copy is breaking all of his toys, at which point Eggman will throw down the Phantom Ruby and transform him into the horrifying Giga Metal. Thanks Dad, real nice of you. I dread this phase because I always find that I get stuck behind Metal and end up just needing to hope that I can defeat him before falling into the death pit. This time though, wasn't too bad. I did get hit twice, but got knocked forwards on both occasions. I only got stuck behind for the very last hit. Must be the moonwalk Sonic did before the fight. Blessed me or something. The Phantom Ruby was knocked away by a Dango, so add another entry to the list of things faster than Sonic alongside Eggman. But we do get our first look at what Eggman is actually planning to do with the gemstone. Build a giant mech in his own image. What a surprise. We're transported to by Robotnik, so look forward to the debate about how I should be pronouncing that term in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the video though, and ciao.